It took you 30 years for you to work and get this reward.
Mm.
Why do you not think that it will now take somebody 30 days to give you that kind of,
That kind of
do you
to
understand? So
double it.
yes, because I am sure that there are some people that went to take their retirement,
Of
whatever,
course, Nigerians don't care. All they talk
once
about
they
is
hear.
return.
I feel like it's people that don't even think that they will live long. That, yeah, because I
That's
feel like,
great.
why do you want to reap the fruit of your labor now, now, now,
Now,
now,
now, now,
now,
now,
now,
now.
now?
I want us to talk about the
Mm,
anatomy of a Ponzi scheme. CBEX did not have
mm.
a clear strategy of how
There
they
was
were
no
making people
structure.
money. And
Yes,
Nigerians did not think that they needed to ask these questions.
we are not oblivious of the consequences. We just try to take chances.
Various examples, not just Dangote, there's
Yeah,
Mike
but that
Adenuga.
closest to home.
And then if you want to look outside, you see Warren Buffett,
That,
who
yeah.
invested steadily for over 70 years.
Already, for all this, it takes time
Yeah.
for them to mature enough for you to be able to harvest
But
them.
Nigerians think
We
30
don't
days is a
have,
lot
we
of
don't
time.
have 30. Okay. 'Cause I
It's
don't even know
crazy.
what to say.
Hi guys, my name is Okwemi. Welcome to our YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about a very exciting topic. Right, a lot has been said concerning this recent Ponzi hack, CBEX exchange, and it has come to ravage the investment society in Nigeria.
Mm,
And we're going to be deep diving into this topic to explain why CBEX has, done this to Nigerians, and why sometimes
to keep
Nigerians
thriving.
would always fall for schemes like this, right? And also tailor it down to what we believe are stable investment assets that can help you build substantial wealth. So today I have with
Yeah.
me Enioluwa Dalola,
Hi guys, my name is Eniolu Adalola,
as
and I'll
usual.
be co-hosting this particular episode. So excited because I'm sure a lot of people are going to learn from this. So I think we should just dive into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first, I want us to, we're going to be focusing on some basic,
Mhm.
talking points. And first, we're going to be talking about the pressure,
Mm.
right? The patience, rather. First, we're going to be talking about the patience over the pressure. Because you
Yes.
find out that most of Nigerians, the reason why we jump on any opportunity at all
Still thrives amongst
strives
us.
because of peer pressure.
Yes.
They call something FOMO, fear of missing out, right? It's a
Yeah.
real thing, right, in the
Mhm.
investment world, and you find
Yeah.
out that due to lack of understanding of what an investment looks like
Proper
or what
knowledge. Yeah.
an asset looks like, Nigerians just tend to jump on any opportunity that they see.
Mm.
And CBEX is one that has come and done really horrible things to Nigerian people.
It's not the first. We've had
Yeah,
a
right.
lot, but people don't still learn. So let's see if this episode will help some, maybe few more people out there.
True. I mean, that's the
Mm.
reason why we are here talking. So
Yes.
there are various examples of people that we believe have been able to set a standard for investing.
Mm.
And it's funny because you find out that Nigerians, I heard that CBEX has 100% guarantee returns in 30
How is that
days.
even possible?
It's crazy because
30 days.
most of the um, investment asset vehicles that we know out there,
The
not
reliable
even
ones.
Bitcoin, stocks, right?
Mm.
Real estate. These are stable and tangible investments that
Even
cannot even give you
fixed deposits doesn't
exactly.
work like that.
Even fixed deposit is
Mm.
max you see is about 23% in a year.
That's money mutual
That's in
funds. Yeah,
12 months.
23%. Yes.
So you understand that most of these things are driven by something else
Mm.
aside from just wanting to be rich.
I think
Maybe greed,
it's
who
greed.
knows?
Yes, greed and laziness actually, but maybe not laziness because definitely the money came from somewhere.
Exactly.
They probably worked for the money, or probably they were gifted. But I don't think well, you can I can actually say laziness because why don't you want to put in effort to multiply your
Your
funds?
funds,
Or why
right?
don't you want to invest in learning about something
Yeah,
before you put in your money into it?
into
Because
it.
I remember that this year I made sure I promised myself that I was going to save more, even if I don't have so much to invest.
Yeah.
But I know that over time, if I give myself 2 years, I might be able to invest the little ones that I have in different markets, and
Yeah.
build something a little substantial that can even, precede over inflation. Even
Exactly,
if I
exactly.
am not really building anything, at least I am preserving my funds
You're edging it
against
against
yes,
inflation.
against inflation.
Yeah,
So I think it's because people don't put enough time into learning
study. Yeah,
these basic. You don't have to go to university to learn all
I
these
mean it.
things.
These
You
things are on
can check
Google.
out people
ChatGPT
online.
can help.
Exactly. TikTok, you have people on TikTok that talk about these things. So I feel this, aside the greed, people don't want to be knowledgeable about these things.
Hmm.
So when they bring it to you, you don't even want to make your own.
I mean,
Cause
it's a hot topic,
I don't know.
right? And
Mm.
we got to understand that many other people did not even know that people were doing these things. Like people were low key making money
Money. Yes.
illegally
Yes.
through CBEX and other means.
Mm.
Now, I want us to focus on some people that have tailored the path of investments that have built wealth.
Wealth over
Now, let's
time.
take, for example, Aliko Dangote.
Mm.
Now, Dangote got, I mean, due to popular opinion and what's out there,
Yes. The
Dangote
information we
got
are
the
privileged to
information we're
have. Yeah.
privileged to. Dangote got capital from his uncle,
Mm.
right? Now you find out that this capital was what he invested into his business.
Business. Yes.
But I'm sure that even before going into that business, he had to
Mm.
understand what
What
the
it takes.
business
Yeah.
entails,
Yes.
how he was going to make profit.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when something comes out, Nigerians don't care. All they talk
Once
about
they
is
hear
returns.
returns in a
And
short period of
in
time,
a short period of time, and it's crazy
it's,
because in
it's absurd.
Nigeria,
Hmm.
I mean, everywhere in the world, if it's too good to be true, then it's probably
Ponzi
too good to
scheme.
be true.
Yes.
Right? It's Ponzi. So you find out that Dangote now diversified. Like you
Yes.
find all the hallmarks of someone
Mm.
that understands financial literacy
Yes.
in the life of Dangote,
Yes.
building wealth. And there are
Mm-hmm.
various examples, not just Dangote, there's
Yeah.
Mike
But that is
Adenuga.
closest to home. Yeah.
Yeah, they are the closest to him. And then if you want to look outside, you see Warren Buffett,
That.
who
Yeah.
invested steadily for over 70 years.
Hmm.
Warren Buffett started investing at age, I
So,
think,
so look at the
in his
time.
teen or so.
70. 70.
And today is about early
I don't
90s or
know.
so.
Mm.
So it's crazy for you to find out that someone built wealth over that
Over
long period of
time.
time.
Yes.
And Nigerians just want to get rich in 30 days.
Overnight. So one thing I would always say is, when anyone talks about wealth to me,
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to mind is posterity for me,
Mm.
because I feel like long term is what works best
Yeah.
when it comes
That's
to
what's
trying to
sustainable, I mean.
build wealth. Yes. For instance, if you're looking at land banking, even land banking, as it might look like the most the simplest form of
Yeah.
real estate that anybody can just they can just explain to you in few minutes and you would
I
have a
mean,
basic knowledge of what it is.
exactly.
It still takes time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So anybody that wants to think of building wealth and not just something quick, sharp, and all of those things, you think posterity. I feel like it's people that don't even think that they will live long. That yeah, because I
That's
feel like
great.
why do you want to reap the fruit of your labor now, now, now,
Now,
now,
now, now,
now,
now,
now, now?
now.
Even takes. I think for vegetables to even grow, it will take you like a month.
I mean, the average
Yes,
tree you plant, it will take
let's
you
even
like a
say leaf.
year.
Let's even say leaf. Ewedu. If you ewedu efo, all this things, it takes time
Yeah.
for them to mature enough for you to be able to harvest
But
them.
Nigerians think
We
30
don't
days is a
have.
lot
We
of
don't
time.
have. 30, okay. 'Cause
It's
I don't even know
crazy.
what to say. I feel you don't think about long life. You don't think of your generations to come.
Exactly.
That's
Just
why you
now, when
yes,
we can
just
double the money
now.
quickly and
And that's
spend.
I think that's what actually um it actually spirals down to our normal everyday decisions and
Hmm.
activities. When people will tell you that when things are happening to you, don't think of the now. Think
Think
more
of
of
the
what will
future.
happen in the future. What effects will this thing have
Have.
on myself, on whosoever I am reacting to, or
Yeah.
whatever I'm reacting towards, or what
Yeah.
situation I'm trying to, resolve. What is going to happen on the long term?
In the long
That's why they'll
term.
tell you that relationship self not it's not even about the
You
now.
don't
It's
reap a
about late.
relationship now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about later.
Later.
So time, I think, is I don't know. It's greed, laziness, greed. Anything. Say any. I don't even know.
Well,
But then,
now I want us to talk about the
mm,
anatomy of a Ponzi scheme. Now, the thing is, we
mm,
found out that Nigerians know that these things are Ponzi.
it's not like they're
But
not. They don't know.
at the
Mm,
end of the day, you find out that they fall for these things.
yeah.
So we can do our best to do what? To
Give.
analyze the anatomy for these guys. Because I
Mm.
found out that there are aged people that also invested in CBEX,
Don't
people
play.
that they've worked all their lives, brought out savings,
Mm.
and decided to, put it in CBEX
Yeah.
because maybe their child told them that I could help
Mm.
you invest this sum. Some of them
Mm.
don't even know. I mean, to be practical, some of them don't even know, and majority of them know.
Yes.
But what does a Ponzi scheme?
How to
What does it
identify a
look like?
basic
What are the things
concept.
that I mean?
Well, for me, over the years, it's not like I've not fallen for these things
I mean,
before.
we've all
Yes, and
at
we've
some
seen our
point.
parents fall for this stuff. But over time, one thing I've learned is that if it is not tangible, it
Hmm,
doesn't make sense.
doesn't.
If it is not, well, what is even a Ponzi scheme? Something that um guarantees you a very absurd return in a very short period of
Short period
time.
of time
Like once it is too promising, once it is too good to be true,
to be true.
it is too good to be
To be
true.
true, it's
That is
probably
just what
too
it
good to be
is.
true.
Yes, and most of the time is the people that come later that now
Yeah, that
bears
fall
that
victims.
bears the consequences of these things. So one thing I've just like I said initially, if it is not tangible,
Tangible. Yeah.
is most likely a Ponzi
And also, I think
scheme.
you also mentioned that if it's promising
Yes, over a
absurd
short,
returns
yes,
over a short period
like
of time,
maybe 100%, even if it's 50% in 30 days, I won't.
it won't. It,
Okay,
it
so look at
doesn't
let
tally.
me give an example of someone that worked with the government for 30 years of service.
Okay.
So and they promise you that you collect your gratuity. What's that in
Gratuity,
gratuity,
pension,
yes,
and
pension
I don't think
and
they
all
pay
those things.
gratuity again,
I
but
don't
I
even
mean,
know. But then it took you 30 years for you to work and get this reward.
hmm,
Why do you not think that it will now take somebody 30 days to give you that kind of,
that kind
do
of
you
to
understand? So
double it.
yes, because I am sure that there are some people that went to take their retirement,
Of
whatever,
course, of
and
course. I
put
mean, a lot
into
of people were
schemes
crying on the
like
internet.
this. People that have savings that they've put somewhere for. I just really hope that people didn't take their children's education insurance funds
Hmm.
to go and, because what you already have, what you already know what it is.
It
It's
is.
just like telling me that we are oblivious of the consequences of some of our actions. It's a lie.
Hmm.
If you don't eat, you know that you might probably develop
Yeah.
some. So
Also,
we are not oblivious of the consequences. We just try to take chances.
take chances.
Look at when
Imagine
this.
someone taking chance with what he has worked for 30
Exactly. Now you
years.
see them crying on TikTok, and I'm like, why are you crying? You know now, you know. Don't stress me. Don't waste my data and don't let me. I don't need to watch this. It's just very basic. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
once it is too promising, too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Hmm.
And absurd returns in a short period of time. And when they even want to tell you that when it now depends more on the number of people you bring
You
in
bring in,
will
yeah,
determine how much.
how much you
Oh,
make.
that one is the worst. That one is the worst. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
when he has that kind of pattern in it, that it's like a circle. Once you bring one person, the person would now. Okay, so if we look at, there are lots of organizations that do this, like Oriflame now.
Okay.
Oriflame is actually a skincare brand, a skincare brand that does skincare products, and they have uplines, they have downlines,
Yeah.
but they have
Multi-level marketing
tangible
products that are
products
attached to this
to the,
marketing
yes,
structure.
they
Yeah.
have tangible products that are attached to these
So
things.
I
Yeah.
found out that Ponzi, in my own view, the way I see it as taking money, and everyone knows this. But it's
Mm.
crazy how we still fall for this. Taking money from Peter to pay Paul.
Yes, you're
So
robbing Peter
it's
to pay
like it's
Paul.
like oh, Paul is already in the system.
Mm.
Now Peter is coming in. Peter brings money. You take Peter's money, you
And
pay
pay
Paul,
Paul, yes.
and then Peter goes to bring John. John comes into the
You now
system.
pay
You take
Peter John's money,
you pay
and the
you
circle
take money
continues like
from
that.
John,
Yes.
you pay Peter,
Yes.
and then you take the whatever is remaining on top, you pay John. You find out that the people at the top are the ones that
Yes,
really,
they are the ones
really
that
take
leverage the.
advantage of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why it's painful, because Nigerians worked hard for their money.
Mm.
You find out that most of these people either saved through years, most of
Mm-hmm.
these people sold lands. I saw
Yes.
videos of people that sold lands, sold properties.
Yeah.
And imagine selling a stable investment such as a land a land banking,
Mm.
and you take that money and you
You
went to
want to?
invest in a Ponzi,
It
you want to
doesn't even
double it.
make basic sense to
So you
me.
find out that most of the time it's delusion.
It's very
Nigerians are
delusional. Yes, yes,
delusional to think that
yes. I
I can
agree.
double this money
In
in
30
quick time
days.
and come back. You're trying to
Mm.
play, you are gambling with your life savings.
Don't even
You're
understand, but
gambling, you are
it's
gambling
too
with your
sad to
funds.
see. It's too sad to see. You know, if it is, if I was talking about agricultural investment yields short term
Yeah.
because of the
Produce of
produce. Yeah,
from
they're
the plant.
seasonal that they'll tell you maize in 3 months, this in this and that.
Yeah.
Those things are still very much, they're still reasonable. Just say once there's nothing tangible that
That's the
you
thing.
are,
That
once there's no
CBEX
service.
had no product.
Yes, no product, no service,
No product.
nothing. I
And
I don't even think you should.
there wasn't a clear, CBEX did not have
Mm.
a clear strategy of how
There
they
was
were
no
making people
structure.
money. And
Yes.
Nigerians did not think that they needed to ask these questions. That is why each time we tell people to come and buy a property, each time we tell
Mm.
people to come and buy land in certain locations,
Yeah.
we engage them on the benefits of doing this.
Mm.
Apart from the benefits, we help them see, educate them how this
Yeah.
property can make them money in the long run. We're not
Yes.
just saying come and buy a property. In
Exactly.
another 5 years, you can sell that property.
Some of
So
them think that
you
5 years is too long.
5 years
That's
is
the
too long.
problem. Is
And
they're very impatient.
well, Nigerians tend to have that kind of
And a
mindset.
very good investment will grow within 5-10 years minimum.
Exactly,
Minimum
exactly.
5-10 years.
So, well, we've
Mm.
talked about the pain points,
Yeah.
the issues surrounding Ponzi,
Ponzi,
and why
how
we
they've been
think
able to
that
thrive.
yeah, it's not
Mm.
sustainable. But what does real wealth look like, right?
Mm.
And you find out that for you to build real wealth, you need to build a very substantial portfolio.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to take a very good example of Donald Trump.
Okay.
Now, Donald Trump started out in Manhattan as a real estate developer,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Majority of his early wealth that he made in his early years were
Yeah.
through real
Real
estate,
estate. Yes.
right? And we found out that over the years, his portfolios were diversified into
Into the
stocks,
difference.
into
Yes.
bonds, into markets, money
And
markets.
it did still stop real estate.
He didn't stop real estate,
So
of
it looks like
course.
real estate was the tree that now grew into other
Other
branches.
branches, just
Yes.
like Dangote too.
Mm.
Dangote started with cement, and then it
Cement.
grew
Yes.
into sugar, it
Sugar
grew
and all those
into
things. Yes.
spaghetti, it grew into Indomie,
Yeah.
flour and all of that. So you find out that people that have been able to
Build this wealth.
build this wealth
Yes.
did so through substantial,
Diversification
tangible
too.
asset vehicles that were hugely diversified.
Yes.
So if you think that you can take all your money and put in CBEX and double it and run
All your
out,
money in a basket.
it's going to catch up with you. It's the same
Yes.
thing that happens in the stock market too, when brokers think that I can bring all my funds
It
and buy
doesn't work
Apple
that
stock,
way.
and in 2 weeks I take out my funds.
Mm.
The moment you start gambling with the market like that, even the stock market, you're going to get yourself burnt.
Yes.
So let alone a Ponzi scheme.
Mm.
So it's crazy. So you find out that, and there are various type of assets, right, that people can invest in. I
A lot.
always
Yeah.
advise stable assets.
Assets.
First, if you're
Tangible.
starting out
Yes.
as someone who is just beginning to build wealth, you need to first focus on stable assets.
Yes. Low risk.
Low risk assets that you
Yes.
can
Start
see
from
they are
there.
tangible,
Yes.
right? Number one on that list is real estate. Number two on that list is fixed
Fixed
deposits.
deposit.
Investments, you find out that investments are a product of a solid financial background, which also includes savings.
Savings. Yes.
So if you've not saved to invest,
it will be hard to invest.
it will be hard to
Or
invest.
it will be hard to continue to invest.
Exactly, except you inherited money.
A huge
Then
sum,
it
lump,
will be easier to
now
invest. But
diversify.
investment is a result of stern and consistent savings over time. Just like you said the other time, you've started saving up some money, and you
Yes.
feel like in the next 2 years you'll be able to invest in tangible
Something.
assets
Yes.
that can build wealth for you.
Yeah.
So these are the things Nigerians need to be thinking
Be
about,
patient. They don't
to
have
be
they're
looking
not
at,
patient
and to
enough.
be making plans around, right?
No
But
Ponzi
we are
schemes.
quick to make plans around CBEX and MMM and all. And
It is
I
well.
heard that CBEX is not the first one.
You dey wine. CBEX is not the first one. It won't be the last.
It
That's the
won't be the
funny. It
last.
won't be the last.
That's the
Yes,
painful
there,
part
there are
of it
still a lot of people that would
that we
still
still
fall it.
learn.
In fact, if they do it, if they start it tomorrow, you have a lot of people subscribe to it.
Wow.
It's just what it is.
So another ways that I feel like Nigerians can build wealth,
Mm,
aside um, real estate, fixed deposit, stock, mutual market fund, is
insurance
also
fund.
investing in education and businesses.
Yes.
Now, the reason why I will do well over time investing is
Mm,
because I've invested my money in educational products that could teach me the game of investing,
yes.
financial literacy,
Mm-hmm.
understanding money, and making smart money
I think
moves.
I think the first thing to even do if you want to start saving or investing is to be financially literate, to be a
Literate.
financial literate.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
matter how
Understand what your
minimal it
money is.
is, check YouTube videos, check people that you can follow, watch videos over time, read books. You
Exactly.
can even attend conferences if you have the
The
resources for it.
resources. Pay.
So when you know these things, you'll be able to help yourself.
Yeah.
And if you cannot help yourself, you can get someone that is good at it and pay the person
Person to manage
to
your
manage your
portfolio.
portfolio. And it's
Exactly.
as simple as that.
Now, the final thing we'll be talking about
Mm,
is one very funny aspect of this whole CBEX saga
mm,
is that I found out that Nigerians tend to choose greed over growth. The thing is, for growth, you
mm,
look at a Dangote, you look at a Warren Buffett who has built wealth for
mm,
over 70 years. That is growth. If he had wanted to go the route of greed, you will have found out that he
mm,
probably would have taken some wrong moves
mm.
that will have burnt his fingers along the way. Now,
Definitely.
for greed, it just looks like as if it's peculiar to Nigerians. What do you have to say concerning this?
See, this Greenish, only God can help us. I won't lie. So, for instance, I'm going to use money market mutual funds
Okay.
because I think I've been able to grow my knowledge about it like
Oh, beautiful.
past few weeks. So it gives you 20 to 23%,
Yeah.
depends on the platform you are using.
Okay.
I use Sterling Bank.
Okay.
So there was somebody that came online and was like that, this 23%, that in the past year inflation grew by almost 20 to 25%.
Yeah.
This didn't give you any form of returns on investment.
Okay.
It only preserved your money over inflation, and that is true.
You're able to break even.
Yes, break even from inflation. And the person that now attended to the question said something about it is not just a year plan.
Okay.
When you have, it's just like we're just iterating what we've said before.
Yeah.
It should not be a year plan.
Yeah.
So for instance, maybe I receive a million naira as my salary every month, and in the first year I've been able to set aside 200K per month
Okay.
for the first 12 months.
Yeah.
That's 240,000 naira in the first year. At the
That's
end of
2.4 million.
that's yes, sorry, 2.4,
4
yes,
million.
2.4 million naira in the first year. And maybe I was able to squeeze that 2.4 million naira in the first 2 months and I put it there.
Yeah.
And I now probably diversify the rest. That 2.4 million naira is going to give me 20% of it is
It's about
that's 480,000
480,000 now.
naira. So 480,000 naira plus my 2.4 million naira.
Yeah. That
I
would
should
give.
not withdraw it. I'm
Should
not supposed to
reinvest
withdraw
it.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to reinvest it.
Yeah.
Keep it there again to grow.
Let it grow over time.
Yes,
And
over
then you will
time.
find out that the law of compound
Interest,
interest
yes.
will come
And
into
the
play.
fact that it's compound interest, it is very reasonable.
Reasonable.
Yes, it's not like
So it will look like as if for the first
Mm.
5 years nothing is happening.
In fact,
And
no, even for the first 2 years, you're already seeing tangible results. Because imagine if I have 2 million naira this year, and next year my money is now plus my profit, and I decide to put 100,000 per month. I don't want to do 200,000 now. I want to remove that extra 100,000 into another to diversify my portfolio.
yeah.
If I now add another 1.2 million naira to the 2.4 and my compound interest from last year,
Hmm.
that means at the end of the day I'm going to be having close to 4M.
Well, that's
Do you
true.
understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like people don't understand see time. When people say time is money, I think I understand that aspect when it comes to investment and savings. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people have to give themselves time.
Yeah, and a lot of people need to play the long game. A lot of people are
Yes,
playing the short game.
long term, long.
Yeah,
See, that time, that thing, posterity and long term, you have to like have it at the back of your mind every time.
yeah.
Every time. You just looking at, you just say that somebody built a house now and using it for rental purposes. You're not telling me that you want to get all the money you use for the construction and everything, in the first
In the
year.
first year,
It
in the
won't make
first
any
two,
sense.
5 years,
It
no, no,
won't
no,
make,
it
yes,
doesn't.
even in the first 2 years
And that
gone
is
doesn't
why,
make any sense.
sorry, that is why for you find out that you go on X and
Mm,
you see people telling other people that investing in real estate, buying a property,
mm.
is not a smart investment choice.
That's because
And
they
it's
didn't
crazy
they didn't
because
look at location, they didn't consider proximity to places that
wait,
maybe they wasn't. I don't know.
I've met people that feel like, okay, even if I buy property in Lekki for 200 million right now,
Mm,
and my rent is around 8 million naira,
mm.
and then it will take me how many years to recoup the money? And each time they say stuffs like that, what comes to my mind is you guys are looking at real estate as a short-term investment
That's the
solution.
problem. Yes.
Number one, real estate is long-term, is not
Yes.
short-term. Number two, you are looking at the returns on it alone, like that's the cash flow.
Cash flow, yeah.
You're not looking at the ROI and the
Yes,
leverage that
yes.
this property gives
Gives
you
you, yes,
to
over
be able
time.
to make smart money
Mm-hmm.
moves with banks, to be able to get tax breaks,
Yes.
to be able to
You can use that collateral for funds for other
exactly,
businesses. Because
exactly, to fund other
there was someone
businesses and all.
that said something one time. We were just discussing randomly, and okay, it was on TikTok. And the person said, "Good. There's difference between good loan and bad
And
loan.
bad loan, of course.
A good loan is the kind of loan that you take to start a business that you already have a good structure for. You
Mm.
don't go and take loans for business that you don't even know how it works. You don't even know the in to in about the, do you understand?
Yeah.
So it is there are some good loans that you can take. And if you don't have stocks to even stand as collateral, how do you even access these things? So over time, there are houses that our grandfathers are still
Living
getting,
in
that they are still getting rental
getting
value.
rental income
So
from.
yes, and
Yeah,
you can still pass it down to your children.
yeah, it's
So what are we
generational.
saying?
I mean, it's not CBEX. I mean, the platform.
Whosoever
It
doesn't
was
think
here
about
last
time.
year June. We
Mm.
are not even in June yet. It's gone. Is this what you want to pass? It's not even generational. It's not foolproof. So to wrap up this episode,
Mm.
if you're gonna take one thing from this episode, is that building wealth is
It's long
not
term.
short term,
Yes, long
and
term.
it might not be sexy, right? It might not be pleasing on the eye. I mean, when you invest in a property, sometimes they take you down into the bush.
Mm.
When you invest in mutual market funds, sometimes what you're averaging per month is about 0.5% or
Yes,
even less,
yes.
right, per month. But over time, you get to see that these stable investments
They're
beat,
secure.
they are secure, they are stable,
Yes.
they are tangible. You can see it, you can feel it, you can hold it. They beat these schemes like CBEX
Yeah.
over time,
They promise
right?
you outrageous absurd stuff in a short period of time. Ah,
So,
I don't know how
man,
people.
I think we've done a lot
I think
to talk
so.
about this topic,
Mm.
to educate people that real estate is one opportunity. The stock
Mm-hmm.
market is also there, right? Businesses, you want to invest in
Invest
your
in farming,
businesses,
safe.
you want to invest in agriculture, you want to
Yes.
invest in your own
Your
business,
own business. Yes.
right? You also want to invest in your knowledge to build your empire,
Wealth.
to build
Yes.
wealth for yourself. So,
Be a
and in
financial
investing in
literate.
knowledge, this is one we're giving for free.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to subscribe,
Like and
don't forget
follow.
to like, and don't forget to share to
Yes.
your friends.
So see
So
you in
thank
our
you
next
for this episode. It's
video.
been an amazing time, and we hope that you don't fall for another CBEX
Please don't fall
scam.
for under CBEX.
See you on the next one.
Bye.